Hi, I'm Alex Archbold. I've been buying and selling antiques since I was a kid. Over the years, generations of our family have gotten involved in the business, and I'll search just about anywhere I can to find hidden treasures both big and small. I never know what I'll turn up next. It's about exploring new places, seeing new sights, and having fun. And even though sometimes I get over my head, we try and make things a little better along the way. This is Curiosity Inc. Hey everybody, and welcome to day 2 of my adventure in Colorado Springs. I'm here today with my sister Heather.
Hello.
Who's
just gonna say, how come you have to show everybody the number 2? Do you think they're not smart enough?
No, I think they could. I could probably. I'm just so used to it. Hey, it's for closed captioning. That's what it's for.
Got you.
That's
okay.
what, see,
it's
now
not
it makes
so you
more
can remind
sense.
Yourself.
Know how many 2 is?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm holding my tongue here, Heather. What a pest. Anyway, hanging out with these guys again. But today, our brother Steve is coming in from Denver, and we're gonna meet up with him. And Heather has to work for a bit this morning, so Steve and I will be going to the town of Florence, which he's not been to before. So a little road trip today. So follow along on today's adventure as we do a little bit of a road trip, spend some time with some family, and explore Colorado and Colorado Springs. Let's go. For the record, this is what my sister's driving. This lift kit Nissan. Actually, it's a fun vehicle to drive around in, I must say. I mean, she's just little. She's like 5 foot nothing, having to jump in that monster truck. But when I get the keys, I quite like it. And look, they're both here. So I got my brother Steve, I got Heather.
There he goes, pointing that finger again.
I'm pointing the finger, yeah. And so Steve, you ready to hit the highway?
Yep, we're ready to go.
You ever been to Florence before?
No.
Okay, so this will be new for you. Steve likes to look for antiques as much as I do. Heather, not as much. She's out. All right, it's just you and me, Steve. Let's do this. All right. So it's been, what was it? I saw you, I guess, at Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
Wasn't that long ago. So have you found any cool stuff since I saw you last? You like to dig around for treasures?
Yeah, I always find stuff all the time.
Yeah, but did you find anything lately?
Actually, I found Star Wars figures too lately.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, did it have the case and everything?
Yeah, it was the Darth Vader head.
Oh, see, I didn't get the case.
Yeah, I got the case, and it's half full, I'd say. But it was missing some stuff in it though, like the Darth Vader didn't have the cape or none of the guns.
Oh no, that's the worst. Well, I mean, I lucked out and I found all those Star Wars figures, and yeah, they did have all their. It took a long time to like sort through and pick everything out. Oh yeah, there was also 2 big buckets of Lego, but the Lego was so dirty I had to spend an entire day washing it. It was like gross. I finally got a good technique where I filled the water all the way up to the top and just let it kind of overflow, and then all the loose stuff came out, and it was like a volcano of grossness out of the lake. But I washed it all and I sold it, so got my money back off of that. What are you hoping to find today?
I don't know. It's always whatever catches my eye, so I'm not really looking for anything. So
I am looking for maybe some good old Hot Wheels, maybe. I don't know. I always keep my eye open for a watch. I didn't even wear a watch this time because I was thinking, well, if I find one, I can just wear it back. But we'll see. I'm getting real fussy with the stuff I bring home, so it's got to be something cool. But this town, it's all antiques. You'll see. If you've never been here, it's something to experience. Along the highway between Colorado Springs and Florence, which seems to be perpetually under construction, on the top of the mountains, way up top, I don't know if you can see them, there's houses up there just on the top of the cliff, and it's not like there's a major town nearby, so I guess every time you need to go get eggs or groceries or something, you got to go way down the hill and off to some other town. But certainly you'd appreciate the view because it's pretty natural as it was around here. Nice scenery and generally a nice drive. And here we are, the town of Florence, Colorado. I was here not that long ago, I guess last summer. But almost every store in this whole town on the main street is an antique store. So for a guy like me that likes this stuff, or for my brother Steve who also likes this sort of stuff, it can be a fun place. But first order of business, we have to find a breakfast joint, and I think there might be one right across the street. Hey Steve, I think they've got some fresh antiques straight out the back of the hearse. I don't know, we're kind of trying to figure out what this was meant to press. It's got this gear on it, and it looks like it lowers that down. And yeah, it would come out, something would come out there for maybe for fruit. What does it say? Oh, sausage stuffer. Oh, I see. You put the casings on that, and well, that's a little bit different than what I thought. It's kind of neat though. I mean, it was probably still work. It's nothing to go wrong. Here's something kind of cool. It's a very old erector set. E.C. Gilbert Company, Connecticut, 1938. But it says it builds the parachute jump, which is 5 feet tall. Looks like there's little bits of buildings in here. It's really neat. It's got most of its parts there too. It's a cool little set. Okay, so you're always the one who finds stuff when we go out shopping. So what did you find today?
Oh, it's just this Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. It's an old glass, jelly glass.
Oh, yeah. So it would
I
have come
collect a bunch of certain ones that I find interesting.
I remember stuff like that. Oh yeah, Welch's. Yeah, so it would have had jam in it, and then you get to keep the glass afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Add to your collection.
Yep.
So I'm guessing our best course of action. We just had breakfast, popped in this store, he bought his jar. Let's walk all the way down the end of this street as far as we can, and then walk back down the other side. Yep for it?
Let's do it.
Okay. I like the old bowling alley sign down there. You kind of see it. An old neon bowling sign. We were wondering if the bowling alley was still open, but no, it looks like it's pretty well abandoned. But if a person was enterprising enough, look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 lanes of bowling, maybe more. The whole bowling alley is sitting abandoned here. Probably was a cool looking building before they put all this kind of 50s brick on the outside of it, but neat. I always love abandoned buildings. Of course, had to stop at Oil City Merchants here in Florence because he always seems to get some good stuff. It was funny, I saw on the sign it says, if you can't control your children, please stay out. And I said, well, what if I can't control my kids but they're not with me? He said, okay, well, you can come in. See Steve having a look. Did you check and see if the cars are in there?
No,
Yeah, there's a couple of cars, but they're pretty rough.
That Monaco set would have been a pretty big set back in the day. Oh yeah, just the bodies. Did you ever have a slot car set, Steve?
actually, I never did when I was younger.
You never did?
No.
Well, today it could be your day. Oh look, there's the old DuPont explosive box with the nice dovetail corners on that box. See, now you've gone and done it. I'm just trying to see what's in the box underneath it too. Looks like maybe not doll head. Well, I see a doll in there. Oh, Barbies. This must be recent pics that he's brought in. Ken is close. There's no way Ken's fitting in that bathtub. That just gets your ankle wet. I took one of these exactly like this, that hairdryer on a stand. I made it into a, oh, they did too. They put a light bulb in it.
I like this old safe.
Gosh, you and the old safe, that would be such a backbreaker to move that thing. But I guess if you got tools and pulleys and dollies and stuff, it's not so bad. Oh, look, there's a manual on how to operate a howitzer. Or is it that, oh, that's the name of their school, the yearbook, I guess. 1960, the howitzer yearbook, okay. Military school yearbooks. Shows what I know. Oh, they got license plates. He said he had a big box of stereograph cards. He had to go through them. His bowling pins. Wonder if those could go back to the alley next door. Oklahoma plates. Actually, a lot of Oklahoma, Ohio. Colorful Colorado, 1955.
Some white 90s.
We're looking at this really cool Predicta TV. Last time I was in this shop, they had it was a pink gooseberry Pyrex set, and I kind of kicked myself for not buying it because it was a fair price. It's gone. Obviously, somebody picked it up because it was a good deal. But,
Actually, I just sold it 2 weeks ago.
oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told people that, hey, if you're interested in that, you should come on down here. But nice antique leather trunk from Nebraska. Like stagecoach trunk, right? Or train.
Yeah.
Look at the size of that. Oh, look
wow,
how
that's
fancy that
beautiful.
is in there. You would never know it's that nice on the inside when you look at the outside, but
Yeah.
too bad it's not like a Louis Vuitton or something like
Yeah.
that. And I really like these copper cashier. Gosh, bookkeeper, cashier, what a great thing. That would have been what, on top of the counter to kind of like a divider maybe, or
Came out of a bank.
it was out of a bank.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You had, cashier, and then the bookkeeper, and then you had the doors that opened.
Okay, yeah.
Or the door that opened. I think it was a single door that opened, and then you could close it.
What great salvage piece that is.
And then all the
I noticed this antique coffee mill. I don't know if it's in it. Yeah, it is an Enterprise. Not a huge one, but that's a good size for a little coffee shop. $200 on that's very fair. And then Steve noticed these old saloon stools that are probably 1800s or so. They don't go up very high, but we figured that they probably were up on top of like a little structure, and you'd stand up there and have the metal bar. But really, really neat looking things. Nice to get 3 of them too. But you ready to keep on cruising?
Yep.
All
Let's
right.
go check out the next place.
Okay, we found another place, Blue Spruce Gallery, Art and Antiques. They've got, what on earth is this? It's not a Cushman, it's pretty industrial rear wheel on this thing. I mean, the price is right, couple $100. You get it going again, it looks like a chainsaw motor or something. So is this a soapbox derby car, or what is this?
Yeah, but this has a motor on it.
Has a motor.
They get disqualified for this one.
Oh yeah. Well,
he wins every year.
look at the tiny little tires on the back
Look at
there.
that.
You need much bigger wheels on it, but old steering wheel out of like a 1920s or 30s car. This is just an old home-built go-kart, I guess. But you know, if you look at the aluminum they use on the front, it almost looks like it came off an airplane.
It does.
Yeah, it's got like printing on the inside. Funky little thing. Saw the remnants of this old Coke machine here too. Not too much left of it. They've got some signs. Snowblower sales. Well, let's check out the inside. So all these little figures and faces and critters up here are all felted fiber sculptures.
Yes.
And they're done by this lovely lady right here. And what are you working on?
This is just a little pug that I'm just kind of tweaking a little bit.
And so what do you do with the needle? Like, how does that work?
If you see the notches,
Okay, yeah.
that's what felts. So every time I go in and out, okay, by just poking, I'm taking that fiber and it's compressing, it's felting. And this is alpaca.
Oh, okay.
And I have alpacas.
And you have to get the right kind of shades, and just like like painting with oil or acrylic, you got to get the
Right.
right colors in there.
So I have
Oh, you got a whole bucket of different colored felt and
These
fur.
are all
and-
my kids. These
Yeah.
are all my alpacas.
Yeah.
And that's basically what it's just time consuming.
But
it is a passion.
well, very, very cool. Thanks for sharing.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
that's the only way I'd see
This is kind of a neat piece. This is what they call a double bubble clock. So it's got the lights and then a layer of glass with the graphics and then another layer of glass with the numbers, and it gives you that double bubble effect. Those can be worth, depending upon what it is, thousands of dollars. This one, it says as is. They're asking $675 firm. But Adco, which I assume is probably like some sort of insurance company, or I don't know, that looks like screw heads. No idea what they used to build or make, but it's not as exciting as a Coke or a Pepsi, so neat thing though. And we've got gauges out of airplanes, old radios. I do like these old motion lamps. They have a little filament kind of piece inside that rotates with the heat of the bulb, and it makes it look like the smoke on the train is chuffing along. The most valuable one that you want to find is, I think it's the water skiing one. That's the best one. Still a really neat thing though, and a lot of people like those, so pretty easy sale. They're asking $189 for that one, which is probably about right. So, but you know, nifty little piece. It's kind of an interesting crossover piece. See if I can get past the reflection here, but that's a Phillips 66 Buddy Lee doll. It would have been sold out of the service station back in the 50s. That one isn't branded as much, but cool little thing if you got a collection of oil and gas stuff. Every case has something very different in it, so you really do have to have a good look, see what the vendors are selling, bits off of old chandeliers, old crystals. So this table had some old car magazines. You got them bundled up $5 for the batch and stuff. This one is sitting here separate. Oh, I see. It's got a $1.50 price on it, which is perfect. So when I look inside, you've got these great ads, Jaguar ad, but look at this 24-hour Le Mans ad in here of the period, and it's Hoffman Motors, and that's where my Lancia is from Hoffman Motors. So I will buy this even just to get that one ad out of it. I think that's really, really cool. I mean, the ads that are inside of this are worth more than the magazine. So we're walking upstairs to have a look in the top floor of this place, and I noticed the corners, and I was pointing out to my brother Steve, I said, oh yeah, I know what those are. These little bits of metal in the corner of each stair, that's to help you sweep, so that stuff doesn't get stuck in the corner, so you kind of are meant to gather the dust in the broom, and it helps you to sweep easier. So that's original to this building. I mean, that's probably been there for 100 years or more. Still useful today. They told me last time I was here that this building used to actually be, I believe it was horse stalls, where you'd bring your horses in and they'd take care of them back in the old days. Laundrette, big old Coca-Cola sign, $399. And they have the smaller, but not so small, 4 foot by 6 foot Coke signs over here for $60 each, which definitely would sell for that back where I am. Big Coke signs. Probably not hugely old, but you know, I mean 70s. Hey, see, they've got bar mats here. Did college kids ever play tricks and make each other have to drink the bar mat? Like if it was a bachelor party or something?
No, I have bar mats, but I never heard of that before.
No, apparently, so at the end of the day, at a bar, when these things are just full of all kinds of nasty spillage, they would dare somebody to drink the contents of a bar mat. That's just...
It sounds terrible.
It does sound terrible. But apparently people would order it sometimes. So I'll have a bar mat.
I hope they got a discount on it.
I hope so. I hope it was free. Well, somebody is smart. They've collected every kind of antique globe and shade that they could. And I'm always finding fixtures that are missing a shade. Especially these milk glass schoolhouse type fixtures. So good to have that inventory around, because when you need one, they're a little tricky to find. I'm doing one last look in this shop before we go. I'm happy to have found my old sports car magazine. And we'll see what else there is. Look at this. It's a little kid's soda fountain with the pumps for cherry chocolate. I guess you could make your own sundaes and stuff.
Must be for boots or something. Let's go.
I don't know. It's an odd size. Like
This has to be for something.
we're saying, this is about the smallest treadle sewing machine that I've ever seen. I wonder if they have it hooked up. No, it doesn't seem like it's hooked up. But look at how that arm works. That goes up and down. What's it? Wilcox and Gibbs sewing machine, London, New York, London, Paris, with patent dates from the 1800s. That's an unusual little machine. And they've got piles of Pyrex over on that side. I even see one of the Amish butter print bowls, little one down over there, and their prices seem okay. They're like $20 You know, at some stores I was at recently, they were asking $100 for some of these each. But yeah, anything you ever find that has a sort of print on it, that's worth picking up the whole set. $24, that's fair. Binoculars.
Yeah. I collect old binoculars, but mostly the old Canon and Nikon ones from like the 1950s.
I feel like you collect most everything. You got a giant beer bottle here. The last shop. What did you buy at the last shop?
It's just a little,
little
jelly,
glass.
Jelly jar.
I'm afraid to buy glass stuff because I just know I might break it. But the only thing I get tempted with when it's glass is sometimes Pyrex. I think is kind of cool. Bring that back. But those old clocks, like that double bubble clock, oh, that's neat. But you know, $600 and I don't want to risk it getting broken. So I'm okay with my $1.50 magazine for now. But we'll keep poking around. Now this booth has some interesting stuff. They've taken the grill off an old Jeep and turned it into a side table. He took a cooler, a Coca-Cola cooler, probably an ice chest style, and turned it into a little seating area, a little bench. Nicely done with the upholstery. Oh, it's neat when you see people kind of repurpose and clean these things up, but also we've got some restored chocolate machines and other arcade stuff. See what's around the corner here. Country Gentleman, Smoke Country Gentleman, America's Thoroughbred. Where would that have gone? Looks like it, just like a little dispenser of some kind. Randomly an Iron Man mask. With the air raid siren going off? I think they do that at lunchtime here. Yeah, they set off that, I don't know if you guys can hear in the background, but the air raid siren's going off in this town, but that's just to tell you it's lunchtime. Not somebody out there is probably still in their bomb shelter from the 60s the first time they did that. Some old tools. I sometimes look for these. You can see it has a Ford script on it. A lot of times you would be given a complete set of tools so you could work on your own car back in those days. So the Ford wrenches are kind of neat. I'm looking for Italian-made stuff to try and fill out the toolkits in my cars, and it's always a little bit trickier to find. But somebody was looking for Model T or Model A stuff. Well, heck, they'd be in luck. We're on our way out of the town of Florence, and I said, go down the alley here. There's all kinds of old cars stashed off on the side. Old Volkswagen, old 50s Ford trucks even earlier. But I saw there was like Model Ts and, oh, those are Triumph GT6s under the tarp. This metal workplace, that would have been a cool car.
They'd make a hot rod out of that.
Yeah, very easy. Some good hot rod material. 49 Ford four-door. Oh, and this is somebody's lot. They're probably wondering, who's this guy driving down here? Somebody's been stashing a bunch of old car bodies. It's an old school scrapyard. Oh, they've got stuff under tarps. Actually, that one tarp over there, it looks like an old race car or like an Auburn Court or something. Makes you wonder what's inside the buildings when that stuff's sitting outside. We left the town of Florence, a couple treasures in tow, but the weather has shifted. It's now starting to snow. He's got his beanie, or what we call in Canada a toucan. And for me, I don't find it that cold, but they are starting to get a little bit of snow, some accumulation. We hope this isn't going to be the onset of a winter storm, but I guess we'll see. So Steve is on his way back to Denver. Heather is on her way to work. Dorian's driving her to work, and I am done with my trip to Colorado Springs. So thanks for having me out here, guys. And if you guys like my travel and adventure videos, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and we'll see you guys all soon. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.